Hi there, this is Angel with Tech Tutelage, and in this video I'll show you how to install OwnCloud open source server on Ubuntu 22. I will be doing this in Oracle Cloud free server, and if you're interested in getting one of those, check out one of my other videos. Otherwise, you can follow along and you should be able to run this on any other Ubuntu 22 server. Now the first thing you want to do is run apt-update, and you can follow that by apt upgrade, and that way we'll make sure that everything on your system is up to date. And then once you have that, you can go ahead and install Apache 2 and MariaDB database server. This will take a minute or so. And once you have Apache and MariaDB, the next thing we want to do is install PHP. Now, because Ubuntu 2022 comes with PHP 8 and OwnCloud supports only PHP 7.4, we're going to need to add the following repository, and that way we can install PHP 7.4. Once this repository is added, we can go ahead and run apt-update. And once the repos are updated, we can go ahead and install PHP 7.4 and all the modules needed for the OwnCloud application. Once we have PHP 7 and all of its modules installed, we can go ahead and install a couple other tools here that we will need in order to add the OwnCloud's repository. And as of the recording of this video, OwnCloud doesn't have repository for Ubuntu 22. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add Ubuntu 21 repository. I'm going to run this here, and then here we're going to add the GPG key. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of copy and paste. Don't worry about it. I'm going to add all of these commands in the description of the video, so that way you can copy and paste instead of having to go and type all that. I'm going to update my repos, and then I'm going to go ahead and install the OwnCloud. Alright, here I'm going to clear up my screen. And the next thing we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create an Apache virtual host file. And in that virtual host file, I'm going to put the following directives. And again, I will put all this in the description of the video, so you don't have to really worry about it. Wait, actually, yeah, that looks good. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enable the virtual host file, and I'm going to disable the default virtual host file that comes with Apache, and that way the one that we just created will become the default, so all the traffic that comes to the web server will be served by the OwnCloud application. Then I'm going to enable a couple Apache modules here that are needed by the OwnCloud application, and I'm going to go ahead and restart the Apache server. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and configure our database. So I'm going to run the MySQL secure installation. Since I don't have root password yet, I'm just going to click enter here. Here I can just do N, and I won't change my password since I don't have any. Make sure you pick a secure password. Here I'm going to say yes, yes, and yes. Once we have our database set, we can go ahead and log into the database, and here we're going to use the new root password that we just created. And then we're going to create a database, and I'm going to call it, in my case, owncloud.db. You can call anything you want it. And then with the next command, we'll create a user called OCDB-admin, and we'll give him a permissions on OwnCloud database. And we're going to set a password for him, password 1. And of course, you're going to want to set something better than password 1 as a password, but I'm just going to do this for now. I'm going to run this. And then we can go ahead, flush the privileges, and quit. Now again, as I said, I'm going to put all these commands in the description, so don't worry about it. The next thing you want to do is go cd into the application's home directory. And I'm going to clear my screen again here. The next command that we're going to run is going to connect our application to the database that we just created with the user OCDB-admin and the password 1 that we created, and it's also going to create a OC-admin user with password 1. Again, make sure to change those passwords and those usernames. We're going to run this. Takes a few extra seconds here, and it should tell us that it was all done successfully. Alright, as you can see, OwnCloud was successfully installed. There's one more thing we need to do is we want to go to this configuration file here, and here where it says trusted domains, we need to add one more line By default, the OwnCloud only listens on localhost. What we want to do is we're going to add another address here that we're going to be accessing the server on. And in my case, that will be the public IP of my Oracle Cloud server. So I can go and grab it from here. But if you are using if you're from home and you're going to be using that on your local network, that will be the IP of your server. Or if you're going to be using a domain name services like a DNS, this will be your DNS address. But in my case, that will be the public address of my Oracle Cloud server. Okay, so I'm going to enter that here, and then I'm going to do Control X. And once I have this saved, I have one more thing I need to do is I need to go and open port 80 on my firewall. So I'm going to go to nano, etc, IP tables, rules version V. What I usually do is I just kind of copy one other rule. In this case, I'm going to do the port 22, and then I'm just going to change this to port 80. I'm going to go ahead and save this file, and then I'm just going to run this command here to reload the rules. And once I have this done, my application should be now accessible on the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this IP and put it in my browser. And as you can see, now I can access my brand new OwnCloud application via the internet. So I'm going to log in now. So we set up user OCI admin, and then for password I put password 1. And there you go, you can see I'm logged into my brand new server. From here you can download a desktop application for OwnCloud. I'm not going to do that since I already have the application on my computer, but you can go ahead and do that, or you can download it for your mobile device. I'm just going to close this for now. And as you can see, there's some sample documents and photos here in a folder. What I'm going to show you next is how to connect to your new server with your desktop application. So I have it already installed on my computer, so go ahead and click on it to open, and here you can give your server's address, and you want to make sure you say HTTP here. And click next, and then it's going to prompt you for username and password, and my username was OCI admin and my password was password 1. And then I click next, and here you can do some configuration. I'm just going to leave everything by default, but basically you can make your local folder here and set up how you want things to sync, but I'm just going to leave the defaults again and go ahead and click connect. And as you can see, it's connecting and it's syncing now. So if I go and open my Finder here, you'll see that we have this directory here created that's called OwnCloud, and it's synced right now. So everything that I have up on my server, I have it down here. So if I go back to all files, you'll see that I have this. So basically it all synced. So if I go ahead and delete stuff from here, it's going to delete it also from my server. Kind of works like a local directory, but it's also linked with your server. If I refresh here, the files will disappear since I deleted them. And with this, you also have a marketplace here. On the marketplace, you can go ahead and get different plugins. You can set up two-factor authentication. You can get a custom groups. You can do calendar. There's a collaboration tool, kind of like Google Docs, where you can have multiple people working the same document at the same time, PDF viewer, and a bunch of other plugins that you may find useful. I hope you liked this video and it was helpful to you. If so, please click on the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe for my channel. Thanks for watching.